It's the 22nd of May 2023 and we've just boarded a coach for the Island Bay trip around Jersey. Just arrived at Gore Harbour, went through the village, which was quite nice. Saw some properties on the way. The cost of the properties here is just ridiculous. We saw a 4-bedroom pinkish looking house, quite nice I suppose. Wrong side of the road if you like, no beautiful views or anything. Just got sold for, what was he say, Diane? 8 million?
18.
Yeah, no, 8 million for that one. Yeah, he said the one on the other side of the road would probably be double the price. Crazy money. That's Gore Castle, built in 1204 for King John. Became obsolete once the cannonball was developed. And this is the view of Gore Harbour. Quite pleasant. I dread to think what those properties up there would cost with the view here. If that pink house was 8 million. Right, time to have a look round, I think. I quite like that little building that I photographed, and of course I've taken a photograph of the sign that tells you about the castle with its French name and the information on it. Talking to the driver, quite interesting. Those round towers, the one that I photographed in St Bullard's Bay where we're staying, they go back to about the 18th century, and they're all over the island, and they were they're known as the Jersey Round Towers, based on the General Conway construction, and they contained about 20 British soldiers to keep the French at bay. And we went past a little place earlier on where the French invaded back in 1781 when the Battle of Jersey, and that was they were guided in through this very rocky harbour by the Americans, who obviously wanted to enlist the help of the Jersey boys that apparently were very good at well, like mercenaries, I would imagine, but just a point of interest. Just stopped here at St Catherine's Bay, gonna have a coffee and go and see the sand sculpture. Probably can't see it over there, but to the right is the coast of Brittany, and further going round to the left will be the coast of Normandy, and further up still and round to the right will be the Normandy beach landings. Okay, that's enough because I'm going for a coffee. So this is the Jersey Turbot. It's a fish farm, but it was built in the Second World War as a German gun placement and bunker. It's built into, it's a big stone rock. You can't really see the rock here, but that's what it is. As you come round from the other side, you can see how big the rock is, and the Germans tunnelled into that. Quite interesting. Now this is what you call sand sculptures.
So I quickly knocked up after we Weetabix this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. I will make sure I don't. just see some of the rock, the type of rock that the Turbot, yeah, just coming, the Turbot farm, and where the Germans had tunnelled in during World War II. I have to say, if you visit St Catherine's Bay, then you must pop in to this, the Green Dome, as you can see where we went in just now, and see Simon the Sand Wizard. We've just stopped for lunch at this this inn that's an old 12th century mill, as you can see by the sign. Apparently during the occupation the Germans did use it to generate electricity for them. The two cottages that I took a photograph of earlier, the first cottage, that is apparently the oldest cottage on the island, dating back to 1683. The second cottage, it has a stone in it that has something to do with commemorating when the couple got married, but I don't think that shows up in the photograph. But Eddie, our coach driver, is absolutely brilliant with his commentary. Far too much for me to actually say, but I certainly recommend the tour around the island. We're seeing some beautiful places, and as I say, learning some quite historical facts. Very interesting. Another thing I meant to mention was the Turbot farm that we saw, which was carved into the rock by the Germans during the occupation. As I say, it's now a Turbot farm. Was once open to the public, but no longer. Has something like, I can't remember what he said, 1,000 odd turbot in there of all varying sizes. They have a timer for the day, so it shows day and night, and they have a system where the seawater is pumped in fresh each day, pushing the old seawater out. But apparently restaurateurs can order turbot to fit particular size plates from this turbot farm. Oh, I thought it was interesting anyway. And this is the setting that we've got for lunch for the restaurant, 12th century old mill restaurant. It's quite a nice setting. Children's play area. Plenty of outdoor seating. And quite a nice old building. We've just had our lunch. Apparently the name of this place is Grave de Lac. I don't know if I said that right, but this building I'm focusing on now is an old German observation tower that has now been converted into 3 holiday rentals, and if you want to stay there you can, just £2,000 a week. Not for me, I'm afraid. Let's just take in some of the view. It's very windy up here, but for those that might not want to read this monument commemorates the 1995 when a French catamaran sank as it clipped the rocks by the lighthouse. 300 people on board, all saved I believe, and this is to commemorate all the various rescue services coming together to do so. Oh, watch your head. Oh dear. Obviously, another off-time observation point. Blowing a gale, and it's well, I say blowing a gale, it's very windy down here, and I'm doing a bit extra videoing because Diane doesn't trust her footing around here. It's a little less windy here. That's as you can see, quite rugged terrain. Oh, and a nice little chirpy bird there. Looks like I'll get split in a minute. I'll get too close. Perhaps I better back away, maybe it's got a nest near at hand. Right, we are leaving our little tour now because we're back at St Brelade's Bay where we're staying, and I've already done a little video of St Brelade's Bay and this church is 16th century, and the little fisherman's chapel down there is 6th century. Interesting, lovely to look at inside, and I've already done them on my St Brelade's Bay video. And incidentally, this oak tree is 800 years old. I should take a photo. And this apparently is 800-year-old tree. And I say the 16th century church and the 6th century fisherman's chapel, definitely worth a look if you're ever here. And that's down there, the chapel. Well, as I said, we left the tour at the church and the Fisherman's Chapel because they were only going to come down here and get an ice cream, and we've already done the church chapel and walked that. Anyone that might watch this video, I don't do it professionally. I just do it really for my wife to watch later on, and for me when I'm a bit older perhaps. But if you're interested in what the church and the Fisherman's Chapel look like inside, I have done one called St Brilard's Bay and the church, and there's quite a bit of content about the inside on that. Anyway, that's it for me. Have a nice day. Bye bye.